When I woke up, she was gone and my muscles were no longer tense, but the scar on my foot was pulling painfully. Why? Rennie had come to look at my foot again on Sunday. He called on Monday after school, though he didn't come over because I said my foot was fine. And he called again on Tuesday, when Zan yelled at me on Wednesday. "Hey, Paul, telephone, I think it's Rennie again." I said, "Look, if you keep calling, they'll know something's wrong. Something is wrong. Okay, but I don't want them worried. Aren't they? I guess, but they don't know what about, and I don't want them to know." It was that evening Sandy called from Washington and said it just happened that he had to go down to Cape Canaveral to see someone, and he'd drop off at Beniceid on the way if we'd meet his plane in Charleston on Friday. This is the kind of thing Sandy does, so nobody thought anything about it. We were accustomed to having him or Rhea drop in on us from all kinds of places. But when we were all alone together, which wasn't until Saturday afternoon, he said, "I need some exercise. Let's go walk on the beach." We took our sandals off and splashed along the water's edge. He said, "Max called me." Max? I too had simply taken Sandy's coming for granted. "She told me to come because you needed me." We splashed a little farther into the water. An unexpected wave wet Sandy's rolled-up pants, so we turned toward the dunes. Finally, I asked, "Why did she say that?" "She told me what happened. Do you want to talk about it?" I was not prepared to have Sandy know. I was not prepared for him to have come to Beniceid because Max had called him. "You won't say anything to Mother or Daddy?" "You haven't said anything?" "No." "Are you going to?" "No." "Are you trying to protect them?" I didn't know who I was trying to protect. "Polly, you've had a lot of responsibility helping your mother with the little ones, helping your father in the lab, doing all kinds of jobs most kids your age haven't had to do. You're very mature for your age in many ways, and very immature in others," I finished for him. "Please, Sandy, I don't want you to say anything to Mother and Daddy." He looked at me for a long time. At last, I let my eyes drop. "All right." He turned toward a large sand dune, climbed partly up it, and sat down in the tangle of scuppernong grapevines. "I think I'd just as soon not say anything to them about it myself. The problem is, Polly, you made Max into a god. I know that. Can't you let her be a little human?" I didn't answer. "Are you being fair to Max?" Sandy, like Ursula, was considering Max and not me. Was Max being fair to me? No, but two wrongs never make a right. What am I doing wrong? Did he somehow know about Rennie? But he said, "It's not what you're doing wrong, it's what you're not doing. Max wants to talk to you." I shook my head and looked into the vines as though looking for the dark fruit of the scuppernogs. "Polly." He waited till I looked at him. "Max is dying." I nodded again, dropping my glance. "Perhaps you're too young," he said, as though to himself, "too overwhelmed. You need time, but I'm not sure there's enough time." I did not answer. He slid down from the dune, and I followed him back to the water's edge. "Your mother is inviting Max and Ursula to dinner tonight. It's a natural thing to do since we've been friends for years, and I haven't been here since Christmas. I don't want them to come." "I understand that, and I don't know whether or not they will come." I got up and headed for the house. I could not see Max. I could not. I'd have to get out of it somehow, but when I got home, Mother was on the phone. It was Earth saying Max wasn't feeling well. Sandy took the Land Rover and went over to Bouillère. Rennie called to ask me to go out for pizza. He was able to borrow a boat, so we went, as usual, to Petros and sat in our usual booth. Max was between us. What had happened on Nell's green sleeping porch was between us. "Polly, I don't want you to get the idea that making love is a casual one-time thing. It wasn't casual, it was wonderful." He put his hand over mine. "I'm glad it was wonderful, for me too. If my parents knew what happened between us, they'd think I should ask you to marry me, but that wouldn't be a good idea. I have a lot more studying to do, and so do you. You're much too young, but Polly, don't let—" I stopped him. "Rennie, don't worry about me. I'm not going to make a habit of throwing myself at guys. How often do I have to tell you? Please, get off your guilt trip." Our pizza was put before us, steaming and bubbly with cheese and anchovies and peppers. "Rennie the Square, that's me. But the Rainiers believe that there is right and wrong, and a world without restraints is going down the drain. Hey, Rennie, I do have restraints. What? My family, my parents," and my voice was low. "Max. Max acted without restraints. Okay, Rennie said. I'm glad you see it that way. I didn't know whether to hit him or hug him. Maybe I acted without restraints with you. But I still thank you. He cut the pizza and put a slice on my plate. Oh, Polly, I don't know what to say. Don't say anything, and don't let it spoil our being good friends. But everything had changed. He couldn't even talk about his pet South American diseases without our both thinking of Max. When you get back from Cyprus, he said, you'll have had a million new experiences, and you'll have been separated by all that space and time. I'll write you postcards, I said. In the boat, on the way back to the island, he cut the motor as usual and bent to kiss me, then stopped. Why? I asked. He held me so tightly that it hurt. Not tonight, Paul. I'm not sure I could hold back. And we'll pause there.